There have been many outstanding swims at this year's Nationals, and Nathan Capp has produced 2 of them, New Zealand records and World Championships in 2 events. Can he make it 3 tonight? And Sophie Pascoe has continued to amaze, a superb world record again last night. Yes, this is the final session of the National Championships in Auckland, the final opportunity for our best to book seats for their World Championships later in the year. So there's the lineup: Julian Ware, Ewan Jackson, Daniel Hunter, Corey Mayne, Sam Perry, Alex Hancock, Bradley Ashby and Bailey Mayne. They're the 8. The start. Everyone away very well. Into their work instantly. You'll see not too much breathing. It's 100, it's not a 50. And breaking out is Daniel Hunter. He starts out well. He's up there and he's anxious and angry and wanting to win this. Hunter, Mayne and Perry.
Yeah, but he's stroking extremely well, John. Look how well he's going in his turnover at his arms. 23.73 is a fantastic split. So he is on target for a very, very fast time. Certainly sub 50 seconds, which we want to see. But he's got to hold on now. The rest of the field are coming at him.
Daniel Hunter holds it at the moment. The attacks will come. Can he last? They're catching. They're gaining. Hunter still holds. Hunter, Perry and 5. Hunter, Mayne attacks. Mayne and Hunter. Hunter takes it. Hunter, outstanding. 49.89.
Yeah, fantastic to see under the 50-second.
It hasn't happened often, and previously those who've swum sub-50s have had the old suits on, which have now been banned. So that's fantastic from this young man, Daniel Hunter, a 49.89. He will be absolutely thrilled with that. So some of these struggle a bit. I mean, the 5-minute mark for a lot of them is a tough call. So to get down to that world qualifying time of 4:44 is, you know, it's a huge step. And not many have done it in New Zealand in recent times. 100 metres of each of the disciplines. Josie Kosniak of Capital is in 6. Caitlin Rennell of Jazzy is in 7. And Caitlin Deans of Neptune, 15 years of age, 2 15-year-olds in this. She's in lane 8 at the top. So starting with the fly, and this is where we should see Gasson and also Lee to a certain extent start to exert a bit of dominance, but Gasson looking strong.
Yeah, Gasson tends to go out pretty strong over the first 100 metres butterfly. This is her dominating stroke. Now, if you look at a 400 medley, the best in the world, they tend to swim the 100 butterfly and the 100 free tend to match each other in terms of time. Now, the other 2 strokes, what you want to do, if this is 100 backstroke and 100 breaststroke, and in the middle of it is that you want your second length of each of the strokes to be slightly faster than your first length. Your first length is about adapting to the different muscles that have been used. In this case, it's going to be butterfly, adapting to the different muscles for backstroke and then working it through for the second 50 of the backstroke. But we'll keep an eye. 103 we're looking for over the first 100. So she's just outside that 104.1.
Rolls over onto the back now, backstroke, and you see that there's just see the head of Yonsu Lee. Yonsu Lee's had quite a good championship as well. 3rd in the 200 IM, and now stroking smoothly and keeping within range of Gasson. So those are the first 2. This is Gasson in front, Yonsu Lee in 2nd place.
So what you noticed with Gasson then is that she just took her foot off the accelerator a little bit in the last part of the butterfly. Sometimes swimmers will do that because they know how taxing the fly is. Suck in a few more breaths and make sure that you're then thinking about getting your arm strokes working for the backstroke. Backstroke is all about the tempo of the arms. Lying back in the water, making sure you just float the head, keep good breathing mechanics. You don't want to hyperventilate. You just want to keep those arms going over, ticking over. So it's like a metronome. You just bang, 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 bang. And that's a good backstroker when you're seeing that continuous rhythm.
Well, she has opened up a bit of a gap now. So her second 50 has, well, I haven't got the time on it, you have, but it looks to have been smoother and more effective than her first 50 as she comes into the wall, touches, and now the breaststroke. How good is Gasson's breaststroke? Well, we know it's fairly good because she's won titles. She won the 200 IM. Have a look at those other swimmers in this race soon. Yonsu Lee is in 2nd place still at the turn, and the rest are pretty much all in a line. The last that we saw of them, they were fairly much of a battle. Look at that. There's 2 out in front, and then the rest are all lining up for the 3rd placing with Rachel Smith of North Shore down here in lane 3 in 3rd place.
Yeah, but, you know, positions can change very, very quickly in the breaststroke leg. Gasson's got this race sewn up. She's put it together nicely over this breaststroke leg. And she's obviously done a bit of work in her breaststroke, and we saw that from the 200 individual medley as well. Now, the one that's going to be struggling right now is Lee in lane number 5. She was clearly in 2nd position, and it's just been threatened all the time from Rachel Smith in lane number 3. But Gasson looking very good. Now, if she wants to be looking towards a World Championship qualifying swim, she needs to be at 3:41. I don't think she's going to be anywhere near that, but that's the split that we should be expecting.
So Gasson with no pressure on her now. She's left the rest of them behind her. Comes up to the wall. There it is, a 3:44. You're looking at 3:44.19. Turns nicely. Here's the chasers. Rachel Smith in 3rd place, just trying to close up on Yonsu Lee, but Lee should have enough from there in the freestyle. She's into a kick strongly. Then the rest to the wall together. Holly Parker, JC Kropp, Caitlin Rennell and Caitlin Deans, along with Josie Kosniak, all together.
Well, John, I talked about the 100 butterfly and the 100 free matching each other in terms of time. Remember, she went through the 100 butterfly in 1:04 as she went through the end of the breaststroke in 3:44. So that means that she has to be 4:48 to make it a 1:04 100 freestyle. See how good she was in this race.
Well, you'll get that clock moving again soon. There it goes. The world qualifying time is a 4:44. This morning, Gasson did a 4:54. So that was a cruisy sort of heat for her. She qualified fastest by 13 seconds.
You can see that she's not going to do it. She just doesn't have enough kick in there. If you're really, really going for it now, you've got to have a 6-beat kick.
There she touches the wall in 4:51. So the qualifying time was 4:44. But that's well beyond Gasson tonight. But she does take the title. So that's another one for her to add to the list. Helena Gasson won the 100 fly, the 200 fly, and the 200 individual medley, and now the 400 individual medley. Gasson from Fairfield is the winner of the 400 meters individual medley. New title because the previous title, Tash Hind, has retired after 3 years in charge of this event. Here's Trelin swimming in 1, Ryan in 2, and then Mincham, Cap. Here's Dye, sometimes Michael Dye, Jun Dye, Liam Albury, Troy Velvet and Devlin Forsyth. So New Zealand record 15:22.83. So 15 minutes plus we've got in front of us. The New Zealand record held by Cap, set in Queensland late in 2013. It's 15 minutes 22.83. So 15 minutes 22. 15 minutes 13. So 9 seconds faster is the world qualifying time. So Mark Boner's got he's got splits that Nathan Cap will be required to break or match throughout this race. And alongside of him, there'll be the likes of Mitchum and Dye. So lanes 3, 4 and 5 already setting out on their own and trying to set up this race. It'll be, well, hopefully a fast one for one of these. And look, now when you wonder what Dye brings to the table, if we're looking at his first, 100, couple of hundred, he's up there and he's pushing along, and he probably knows he's also got the others guessing a wee bit.
Oh, yeah, look, you know, but John, to be fair, all 3 of these train together. They're all involved in the High Performance Centre at the Millennium Institute under the tutorage of David Lyles, and they will know each other's tactics, and because of the fact that they're all training together. In fact, as a coach, and I'm watching David now, you know, he's got the stopwatches going and he's trying to look at the splits on all 3 of them. So it's an interesting dynamic, but really the form person is Nathan Cap. We have a look at that first 100, 57.9. what we're looking for is a qualifying time of 15:13, which is pretty much a 1:01 per 100 meters. So you go through your first 100 meters with a dive. That gives you almost 2 seconds, gives you that little bit of a buffer. So, you know, it was a 57 high, 58. So there you've got your 2 seconds. That's 1 minute. And they're sort of ahead of the time right now. So we'll keep an eye on just what sort of splits they end up doing over each 100 meters. Boy, these other two up the front in terms of Nathan Capp and Michael Dye are going to be really competitive if they can stay together like this. And it's quite exciting to be able to see a race. There's nothing better than when you get a 1500 and they're going head to head. You see in the case here, Nathan Capp is breathing to his right-hand side as he goes down the length, so he's looking straight at Dye on his immediate right. Dye is breathing to his left, looking straight at Capp. This is a bit of cat and mouse, isn't it?
It is.
But Nathan Capp looks as if he's in control. Now, he's averaging 60.8. He's holding that 60.8 for each of these 100s. This is a really good 400-meter pace right now.
It's a stunning race, this, and we're watching again Nathan Capp, who's just putting the hammer down a little bit. You can see the beat of the kick. He's taking it into the wall at the halfway stage, or gone through halfway, and in behind him is Dye of China. And Nathan Capp, well, we'll see what the Chinese swimmer brings to the table in the second part of this race, but Nathan Capp seems to be swimming so smoothly and in control.
He gets the bell lap as he turns now, flicks those feet over, 101.70. So that's a tremendous last 100. He's picked it up a little bit. He knows that he's right on target. And the crowd is up now, which is fantastic.
He's got the bell. Less than 100 meters to swim for Nathan Capp from Greerton in the Bay of Plenty, swimming out of Auckland. Already 2 New Zealand records and 2 qualifying times behind him. It's a massive breaking of his New Zealand record required here if he's to go under or match that qualifying standard. He needed to swim a 61, was it, for that final 100. He's on his way home now.
Yeah, with 25 meters to go, everybody is standing around the pool deck and indicating kick. Kick, you little monkey. Come on, let's bring it home, because he's looking great.
Nathan Capp coming to the wall. Watch that clock. 15:13.98. Oh, just outside, but he smashes the New Zealand record, his own record, by 7 seconds. And after 15 minutes plus in the water, he looks at the clock and sees he was oh so close to that World Championship qualifying time.
Oh, it's a huge New Zealand record, though, and we've got to acknowledge that. So, you know, that means it's a huge improvement on his own personal best swim.
So the men's 4x100 medley. Capital Swim Club, Howick Pakuranga, more than one team there. 3, I think, for Howick Pakuranga. North Shore in 3, North Shore in 5, Auckland in 6, Swimming Otago in 7, and there's another Howick Pakuranga in 8. So Cornel Kutsia in 5, leading off for North Shore. Up in lane 8, it's Corey Main. 100 meters each, starting with the backstroke in this medley relay. Instantly into work early. That's Jackson Crop. He comes out, doesn't stay down as long as the rest, and way up at the top. Look, is that lane 8? That's Corey Main.
Well, John, you'd hope it is going to be Corey Main,
yeah,
because he's the guy that's qualified for the World Championships in the 100 meters backstroke. He did a 54.41, wow. So he should be clearly out in front at the first 50 meters, a 26.80. So it's a pretty good split over the first 50 meters. Look at that great underwater shot there on the far side of the pool. Corey Main, the man that's already qualified for the World Championships, with a 54.41.
So you stop that clock and see what he does off the relay mark, see how he goes. Corey Main bringing home Howick Pakuranga in first place at the first change. Down here in lane number 5, Cornel Kutsia. He's looking good in lane 5. The changeover, 54.96 the time for Corey Main. And away go the rest. So what a lead Main has given Jeffrey Aruna Tufanai. He's in swimming second for them in the breaststroke. He's got a great lead. Matthew Glassford for Otago in 2.
Oh, Jeffrey Aruna Tuafana is a beautiful breaststroker, very powerful, particularly over the sprint distance. What he's got to do is not get too anxious out here and go for it too quickly, but they've got a clear, big advantage.
And clear advantage too, because they're out in that outside lane, so they've just got nothing's happening inside of them. It's clear water all the way.
Well, it's not a bad team when you look at Alex Hancock, who was second in the 100 metres butterfly, and the winner of the 100 freestyle, Daniel Hunter, that's going to bring them home.
Do you think they might win?
Well, I think they might win, but Tuafane is just looking very well, very controlled too, isn't he? This is bragging rights over other clubs.
Yeah, Jacob Garrett of North Shore is in 5. He might bring his team home in 3rd place. It's a change for the camera to have to go over to lane number 8, but that's where they've gone to pick up the changeover, and the changeover goes, and Alex Hancock's is in the water. Very good fly swimmer. He's away. Chasing him out of North Shore is Sean Burnett, title holder in the 200.
So Tuafane went a 102.3 over the 100 metres backstroke. One would expect Alex Hancock to be very competent on the changeovers because he's the club captain of his university club out of Alabama. And if you have a replay of that changeover, it was a fantastic one. The timing was absolutely superb. He was moving in midair.
Max Polyansky is a fly swimmer for Swimming Auckland there in 3rd place. Jeremy Tasker for Otago. Back down towards the bottom of the pool, we've got Howick Pakaranga's one of their other teams, Joshua Applin, but up at the top, here we go, over in lane 8, a nice different view. And taking the water, the national champion over 100 metres freestyle, Daniel Hunter. He'll be on a high. And he's left the rest. He's way out of shot, and he is to the rest of the teams as well.
Have a look at that magnificent bow wave coming off his hips and off his legs and also off the shoulders. This is why he won the 50 in the 100 metres freestyle. Needs to be a bit tidier on that turn, a little bit tighter, breathes off the wall. Not something that we encourage. You want to break out because of the turbulence that you're coming into from the other swimmers. But Daniel Hunter leading this very, very powerful Howick Pakuranga club. They have had a tremendous meet.
So swimming North Shore second with Mitchell Donaldson bringing them home. Michael Minchin as well for Swimming Auckland. But all eyes on the touch now at 3:42.5. 3:42.5 for the team from Howick Pakuranga. In 2nd place in lane 5, North Shore Swimming. And then Swimming Auckland with Michael Minchin bringing them home in 3rd place.
But John, it's not very often we see the North Shore team get beaten, but in this meet they've been spanked, in particular this race. You know, that's nearly a 6-second advantage. Well, and that was a pretty good North Shore team.
It was indeed. So Tawamutu, Roskill, Auckland, North Shore, Canterbury West Coast and Otago, 2 North Shore teams. Just 7 competing.
The interesting here with Gabri Fahamasili, she just had that really tough 50 metres freestyle not so long ago. She's not known for her 100 as opposed to her speed in the 50 metres backstroke, but she is a very, very good backstroker.
She's down here in lane 2. It's at the bottom of your screen. Up there in lane number 4, that'll be Sophie Wotherspoon. And those two will turn almost together.
So 30.35 for Gabby over the first 50 metres. Sophie Wotherspoon from the North Shore Swimming Club in lane number 4 in 2nd position, 0.29 of a second behind.
Elsie Bucock of North Shore also, their 2nd team, in 3rd place. And at the moment, swimming for her team, the Roskill Swim Club, Gabrielle Farmasili is holding on and doing better than holding on. This is a fine 100 for her. We'll see her time go up. She's just getting there and doing it for the team. 102.70 for her. She gives an excellent lead off for Caitlin Mann. So Mann will go into the breaststroke. Caitlin Mann for North Shore. It'll be Abby Johnson for North Shore's 2 team. It's Rachel Smith. Natasha Lloyd for Swimming Canterbury is in 5, and we know that she's in good form, so she might just close up the gap a little bit for Swimming Canterbury West Coast. Lucy Stockdale for Tawamutu in lane 1.
So another one of the Mann families, Ray Mann, her dad. Nice to see them in the water, isn't it?
Yeah, and hanging on to that lead too. That's the 50 gone. She stays down confidently and comes up. It's that team, sometimes that relay brings the best out in swimmers, doesn't it?
Oh, there's no doubting that. You're not swimming as an individual, you're swimming for pride in your team. You don't want to let them down. Caitlin's only 16 years of age.
Well, when it's starting to hurt, you think as an individual, sometimes you might just, not today. But you can't do that for your team.
And this is a real experienced people outsider with Natasha Lloyd doing such a good job in lane number 5.
Yes, indeed. So Lloyd is getting up maybe to take the lead. That's a brilliant swim from her. Abby Johnson just inside of her. So Lloyd touches. So she's gone from 4th or 5th through to the lead for Canterbury West Coast. So Abby Johnson continuing her excellent breaststroke form. She hands over to Baddock.
Yeah, Caroline Baddock, we've normally saw her doing the backstroke events. But of course they had a very competent backstroker, so they're looking at the overall strength of their team.
So Lloyd handing over to Rennell, of course. Johnson handing over to Baddock. And Roskell, it's Gemma Smith in there. They turn now. It's Canterbury West Coast still in front from North Shore, #1 team. And Roskell now in 3rd place with Gemma Smith, 16 years of age. There are a few 16-year-olds, and there are 3 or 4 14 and 15-year-olds as well.
Oh, Baddock's looking very strong in this latter stages, and 20 meters still to swim in this 100 meters butterfly, just closing it out now. This is going to come down to the changeover, and then the 100 freestyle. It's going to be nothing in it on the touch.
North Shore touching first ahead of Canterbury. So North Shore with Laura Quilter. Canterbury with Kyra Forrest. Quilter's already won a title, and look at this. She's already gone 3/4 of a body length clear. A great takeover as well.
Yeah, John, it wasn't about she's going 3/4 of a body length straight away. It was all about the changeover. It was so much superior. Yeah. Absolutely superior. And to be fair, she should be too. She's an international swimmer now.
That's Quilter. Tumbles, turns, heads back with less than 50 to go now, and it is North Shore in the lead. Canterbury really through that grand second leg. A breaststroke from Natasha Lloyd, are holding in 2nd place. The attacks are coming in the freestyle, but it looks as though Canterbury will hang on for that through Kyra Forrest, but certainly Laura Quilter is leading the way. She's really doing it well, and following her home, Kyra Forrest, one of those 14-year-olds I mentioned, and Canterbury West Coast will come in for 2nd place behind the champion North Shore team, 2.58 seconds behind, and in 3rd place, swimming last was Amy Moss for the Auckland team. 1, 2, and 3 have gone through. There we go. So North Shore first, Canterbury West Coast second, Auckland third. 4 minutes 15.20 for North Shore. That's the end of the swimming here at the 2015 National Championships. The World Championships are in Kazan, Russia. The teams will be announced shortly. So fantastic group, and the interesting name there, Georgia Gray. We saw her swim tonight and go fractionally outside one of the qualifying marks, but she has qualified through the selectors, have that ability to name swimmers who either went close or they think absolutely deserve to be in that team, of course. Georgia Gray there from North Shore Swimming. She's the only name that we haven't really mentioned throughout the competition as having qualified. So Rebecca Dubber, Mary Fisher, Georgia Gray, Nikita Howarth, Cameron Leslie, Hamish McLean, Sophie Pascoe, Jessie Reynolds. That's a very strong team to represent New Zealand at the IPC Swimming World Championships. So that's the team then for the New Zealand team to go to the World Championships in Russia. We've seen them perform so well, apart from Radford and Charlotte Webby, because they are open water swimmers, but the rest have been here and qualified. Lauren Boyle, Matthew Stanley, Corey Main, Emma Robinson, Bradley Ashby, Bobby Gishard, Nathan Kapp and Glenn Snyders. That's 10 swimmers who represent New Zealand at the 16th FINA World Championships. Thank you for watching here on Sky, and we'll see you again when there's more swimming that you want to watch.